It's definitely going to be some fearless racing out there.
Keep on. I got it. Big wing. Why are we so wide?
A new face on the Great Britain SailGP team.
The Aussies are the team to beat, and that's what we're gunning for them.
He doesn't care about whose name it is, he just wants to win the race.
45.9 knots.
We want to defend our title, and anything short of that, I don't think we'll be too happy about.
It's always a bit of a challenge when you're a new group coming together in a new class of boat. So you certainly will be playing catch up a little bit.
You go away, Greeny.
Now go over there.
It looks like he inverts earlier to me. He comes out with way more windward heel on the exit. And I think in their tack fairway was really good yesterday. It looked like they did a really early invert, and they had this windward heel just skimming the whole exit, and it unloads the leeward side. I would describe the Australian team as very competitive. We want to see Australia on the top of the podium.
The rivalry is intense. So I love the competition, love being put under pressure and racing against the best guys in the world. The Australians won last season, they're the team to beat, and so that's a great target for us.
He's not going to walk in and beat us easily. It's as simple as that. He's going to have to work for it.
We're a new team, certainly myself, a bit of a rookie to this circuit.
There is a lot of cloud rolling over and I'm expecting a bit more wind and maybe the most wind some of these teams have sailed in.
Really as a team we know where we're at, we know what we need to work on, and we'll just be focusing really hard on that, getting the preparation right. And then of course when you're out there on the race course, you're gunning for the win.
You can see it's really gusty, shifty, a lot of potential rockets to get the guys moving up through the fleet. So this one is not going to be over until it's over.
Pressing. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
The start is absolutely crucial. Denmark down this bottom side, the French on the far side, but it's Japan looking good at the moment on the inside. Japan have got a penalty, and the French 45.9 knots. Great drama in the first 35 seconds of racing. Nobody really wanted to carry the mantle of favourites, but I suspect it was Tom Slingsby.
I got it. Big wing. Why are we so wide?
This is a really confident start from Ben Ainslie.
Just great communication on board the British boat there. In such tricky conditions to sail it this smooth. Lovely ley line, going to turn the boat up now. Looking to see no spray. Lovely rounding.
On relance un peu, voilà, bien, bonne vitesse. Point mode. Faut y aller, faut y aller. Merde, ouais, j'ai pas la porte d'arme. Faut y aller.
I think if you get too close...
Protest.
And there was a big collision there. And you've heard the call of protest. So this is Great Britain closing in on the finish. What a view. And there is the inaugural win. Race 1, job done for the greatest Olympic sailor in history. What a declaration of intent by big Ben Ainslie.
Nice work, guys.
The challenging thing about SailGP is just the time, you know, your mandated training time. So you don't really get that much time on the boats before these events, and you got to get to grips with it pretty quickly.
And Tom Slingsby, second isn't too bad, but in this guy's vocabulary, second is nowhere.
It adds a little bit of pressure for sure, but we've all had a lot of pressure. We're used to pressure, that's not an issue.
They're underway. We are just getting some information here that Team France will not compete in the second race. And it's so far so good for Great Britain and Ben Ainslie. The USA in second, Spain third, Denmark fourth, then Japan and Australia. Tom Slingsby with a little bit to do here.
The British have tacked back to the left. The Americans are heading right of Shark Island. Looks like a good call for them because the British were out ahead and the Americans looked like they might have gone pretty level with them.
Yeah, the Americans, something's happened to them on the far side of the course.
Down to less than 10 knots. Great images here. Watching Ben Ainslie in control in race 2. 2 from 2 from the greatest Olympic sailor in history.
Awesome job.
I get really down when we lose events.
Went just outside boundary by like a metre and then came back in and paralleled it all the way to lane.
It's something you put so much into, and then to come away and not have the right result.
And he's got the bit between his teeth.
It's really important for us to win, and it's our legacy.
Really important for Tom Slingsby that he asserts some dominance here on the third race of day one.
2, 1, here we go.
Great to hear the fairly calm voice there of Ben Ainslie. He seems to have been very relaxed this week, maybe because he feels the pressure's all been on Tom Slingsby.
I don't really worry about outside pressure too much.
Bad tack.
That's a shock. When the pressure comes on, we just sort of focus inward and make sure we're doing our job as well as we can.
The Spaniards trying to close down Great Britain, who are trying to make it a hat-trick, and Ben Ainslie is flying. This is superb from Great Britain. It's a hat-trick on the opening day. It's a dream start for one of the all-time greats.
How was that? That was amazing. I can't believe it. First day we managed to get 3 bullets.
Tom Slingsby knows these waters better than anyone else. They are the only unchanged lineup from season 1. They are the reigning defending champions. This is not what we would have expected from a very slick, well-oiled machine.
The boat was just completely out of control, you know, not responding. So I think we need to check that the rake's getting to target.
Là, le plan pour ce soir, ça va être très dur pour l'équipe technique. Je pense qu'ils vont passer une nuit blanche.
Didn't get the results we really wanted, but we feel like we're fast enough to mix it up with the good guys, and we'll have a better day tomorrow. Don't know how much more time I'm going to be able to race these high-performance boats. I could be one injury away or one accident away from not being able to do it anymore. So for me, every event I want to win, and yeah, hopefully I'll leave a good legacy in the sport.
The first 2 days we arrived in Sydney, we felt amazing. And then all of a sudden Jason's like, I'm having a shocker. He's like, I don't know what's happening, but I can't keep up anymore.
What do you think's going on there? I mean, it's not a blame game, is it?
The flight control is a very important position, and watching yesterday, I thought something was wrong because it wasn't the Australian boat we're used to seeing.
Okay, they changed boards though, didn't they?
Yeah, they were on high-speed boards, and now they're on light air boards, so should see more foiling tacks and jibes.
The big question is, can the gunslinger Slingsby manage to bounce back? We're on board with the British team there. Spanish coming very close behind, and there is a collision there. There was contact.
I think there's always lots of talk around these kind of events at this, high-profile, high-pressure situations.
And from an Australian perspective, this is much, much better.
Here we go, turning up.
We've just got to be consistent. We've got to make sure that we're there at the end of the season.
Jason Waterhouse taking his helmet off there. They're complaining about comms issues that haven't been quite right all weekend.
Yeah, we're just standing by. We just got some comms issues.
Yeah. He's not going to get it.
Some volume issues with some of the mics.
So when we do have a bad day on the water, we just got to bounce back and rally the guys and make sure we come back strong.
And there is an issue with the British boat. This is all about Australia and Japan. And this is a sight that the Australian fans on those boats will be loving to see here.
Perfect scenario for me would be a match race with our team and Ben at the end of the series, and see who's better under pressure, his team or our team.
Tom Slingsby back on top here in Fleet Race 5, and it tees us up for a mouth-watering climax to our weekend in Sydney.
Yeah, we always seem to come good on the last day. We take a little while to warm up, it seems, but yeah, look, we're just sailing better. We're making less mistakes and getting off the line a bit better too.
Yeah, I think ultimately you get out there on a race course and you're just giving it 100% to try and win, and you don't really think too much about those other issues or those other pressures once you're out there racing.
Who's going to get across that start line first? The Australians have got a penalty.
Mentally, they're in a really hard position here because Ben is just going to not give them an inch.
Australia now have got very little choice but to lock in. Forget that, we can't change history. We've got to sail the boat smoothly and try and chip away the yards.
Straight, straight. Stand by tack. Yep, yours.
Look, we don't need to win every event this year. We want to win events, obviously. That's obviously our goal.
First rate. Okay, go on, Tessie. Here we go, turning up.
But if we want to win the championship at the end, so if we come second through the series, but then we make the final and we win that race, that's a very successful year for us.
The final tack and the run into the finish.
Okay, coming away. Yep. Board's coming down.
And it's Great Britain and Ben Ainslie who take the first victory of 2020.
Alright, guys. Awesome work, all right, lads.
Well, there you have it, Ben Ainslie, his first event in SailGP, and he wins every single race bar the final fleet race.
So unfortunately, we couldn't, bring home the win, but seeing all the public out there and beautiful Norris to Sydney Harbour was awesome. So thank you everybody for coming out and supporting us. Yeah, unreal sailing by Ben and his team. They definitely outclassed the fleet this week, but you don't want to do it too early, so we just got to go and have a look at the drawing board a bit, and we'll come back stronger. And the goal is to win the whole thing in 6 months' time.
Give it up for your Sydney SailGP 2020 champions.
It's great. It's why it's why I compete, to try and win. It's a great feeling, and I'm just really pleased with the team. It's been a big effort, both us on the water, but the shore team and everyone involved put a lot of effort into this event, and our first event on SailGP. So yeah, pretty happy with that.